Testing a signal to the Watts repeater, seeing if I can override the ID. It appears I can't. I'm not overriding it. K9PQ clear.
Hi, Bob. This is N7KC, Port Angeles. That sounded really nice. You look,
I'm K9PQ here. I thought I saw something happening. There it is. Okay. Testing is working now. I will clear and stand by for net. K9PQ.
This is 87 NP testing. Thank you. I would have to Okay, how about this way? This is seems to be working. This is 87 NP in Clyde Hill. I tried to do the DVB-T transmission, but it doesn't seem like it was very stable. Probably something on my side. Good to see you. Thank you, James, for leading the net. I heard Jim, and I see Lee and Bob. So that's great. Saturday, another day of a lot of sun. Not as much as some of the other days of the week, but still too hot for me to make progress on my antenna setup. I did make some progress on setting up my my transverters with the flex radio, and I think I had some pictures here. Let's see if I'm able to make them start flowing. They are intermingled with some other pictures that I had on the folder. So this is a transverter inside. This is a multi-band transverter, and this is the single band transverter. And this is the new setup that I have with the flex radio and the two transverters. So the same radio now is able to do all the HF frequencies, and then 2 meters, 432, 200 megahertz, 900 megahertz, and 1296. So that's just waiting for the reset on the 2 meters. So that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with the setup so far. Passing back to net control and James, and I'll be listening to other reports. This is 87 NP.
Okay, I see my call, and let me kill the speaker here. Okay, very good. Well, I'm just kind of sitting here, kind of watching what's going on. Carlos, you look like $1,000,000. Uh, yeah, Bob did too. My goodness, very nice. Not much going on here. What did I say? It's Lee and 7KC in Port Angeles. Better say that. Anyway, we went out to friends for lunch today, and so I didn't get much done around here. I've got a I've got a Hewlett Packard all-in-one I've had for a number of years, and it was an awful nice computer. And the hard drive failed on it. At least that's what all the HP diagnostics told me. So I took it out this morning, and by golly, I located an identical terabyte hard drive on eBay for $39. Not eBay, Amazon, brand new, $39. So I ordered it, and I think what I'm going to do is I've got Linux Mint on a, on another machine, an old laptop that worked pretty well. I thought I might just put that on there. So I have that hard drive in a week or so, and then we'll attack that problem and see if we can make that machine fly again. But it was really, really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, I don't really have much else. It was a beautiful day. We got up this morning to bluebird skies, and it didn't get too hot. We've had a fair amount of wind here this year. It's been a little windier, I think, than in past years. And because of that, the wind comes off the straight, and so it's pretty cool. We haven't had any really hot weather yet, and we're going to have another water episode coming up this week. The one of the two reservoirs that the city has on a couple of hills here developed a bad control valve of some sort. So they're going to reduce the pressure for the whole city. Um, I think largely because they're taking that reservoir offline and putting a new valve in. So our water pressure, which is always too high at about 95 psi, should be more like 50 to 55, 45 maybe to 55. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. The tanker truck you probably heard about going in Indian Creek up here ahead of where we pull our water out of the Elwha caused a little consternation last weekend, but it was pretty rapidly cleared up. I think the city gave away something like 81 pallets of water, and a pallet of water is a lot of water. Anyway, okay, well, I don't have anything else. Don't know why Dave's not here, nor Ron, but and hello to Jim. I think Jim is out there in Covington, and I think that's about it. Anyway, yeah, back to you. I guess James, you're running it. I haven't heard you yet, but I did see some video on the stream. This is N7KC, Leon.
Okay. This is 87NP, back on the air. I'm using OBS also today, because I think this way Lee can hear me, and I can hear myself also being repeated on 2 meters, and I'm assuming that the audio is going to the stream also. James, I think your OBS on your phone has the microphone muted because we see your video, but there's no audio when you're sending on that channel. And I remember that on the last time you were doing some muting and unmuting, so you might want to check the settings over there on the I think it's Streamlabs that you're using, so it probably has the microphone muted. And I think Bob, I didn't double check, but I think he sent a message saying that he was dropping from the net because he couldn't hear nothing from 2 meters, and there was probably something strange that if you just transmit on 2 meters, the audio is not getting on the other side for some reason. Jim heard you well. Indeed, waiting for better timing to to set up the HF antenna. I need to do a lot of drilling and assembly, and I guess I really have to read the manual on how to set it up. This thing comes in many different boxes, all the way from Italy. And I was quite happy with the price that I was paying for Italy, but then customs decided that they needed to add a tax on top of what I was getting from Italy, so that was a little bit more, but still overall less than the local step IR. Oh, I'm sorry, it's probably some echo because I was having my headset very close to the microphone. But indeed, looking forward on the software side, one of the image that shows there from time to time is the application that I'm working on, which is to connect to an 2 meters dropped, 2 meters back, to connect to an SDR receiver and to decode the DVB-T transmission. And eventually, it's been a great learning curve to understand all about the OFDM demodulation and the convolutions and kind of how to select the right bits. So it's quite a good learning. I'm able to now decode, well, not decode, I'm able to extract packets from the transmission, but they are still not decoding correctly. So we'll keep working on that front. I think Ron sent us a message that he would not be available today, that he was traveling, and Wade, I think Wade was listening to us on Echolink, which seems to be working, but he wasn't able to join as he was out also. That's it. So James, if you're able to kind of check the mic, and it might be good to do the net portion on your OBS also. because otherwise I don't think Lee will be able to hear you if you're just on the 2-meter side. So back to James from 87 NP here.
Yes, but not use 2 meters. And see how that goes, turning the 2-meter volume straight on down. And I was asking next, I think up, although the list has gotten a little bit convoluted here tonight with people dropping off and coming back on and such. But let's try Jim down in Covington again. Jim, I think you can hear me on the 2-meter link. You're going to have to give it a second for it to drop, and then let's hear what you have to say. This is James, WU7N, Net Control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Go ahead, Jim.
Fortunately, that's probably not going to be the last water episode for the Port Angeles area. I don't know. Sorry about that. And once again, happy anniversary, Lee. Glad you had a good time there. Carlos, on the last net, you mentioned that Step IR is no longer distributing amateur radio equipment. I wasn't aware of that. I was saddened to hear that. I kind of aspired to get some Step IR antenna someday, but I guess not. Anyway, it sounds like you've got something interesting. The 20 through 6 Moxon. What did you call it? Ultra beam. Sometimes putting these things together can be quite time consuming too, and then it's a problem. Where I am, you have to have enough space to lay things out. I'm a little bit short on yard space, and can't really assemble things on the roof all that readily. But so I've been doing with smaller antennas for my location, but it's still a lot of fun, no matter how you slice it. Back to you, Jim, and 7QO.
System here, and should be coming over 2 meters. I'm going to turn that audio down. So apparently, if you come in via OBS right now, you come over 2 meters, but if you come over 2 meters, you don't necessarily come over the TV output on the hill, I think is how it's working right now. So anyway, Yeah, we are getting to be a smaller group tonight. It'll go on as long. Hear me on the digital stream. Um, so anyway, let's see. Let's wrap it around. And oh, by the way, Lee, it's a miracle that you found a hard drive for an old laptop. Laptops tend to be very finicky and very specialized. So congratulations on finding one on Amazon. I could take it brand new. That is really an accomplishment. And Carlos, you're the first person I've heard of that's actually been hit with a tariff on something from coming from overseas. I'm sure it's happening all over, but you're actually the first order contact I've had that's told me about that. Kind of curious to know as a percentage what it was, or if you wish to share that. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it back up, I guess, to the top to Carlos. And Carlos, let me know how much longer you want to carry on, or if there's, now that there's, four of us on the net here, if you want to do any troubleshooting tonight. This is James WU7N, turning the microphone over to Carlos, 87NP.
Okay. I see that Bob is there also, and we can include him next. Good question on troubleshooting. I think Bob should be able to hear everyone now, but we will check. Definitely, if I'm coming through the stream, I think both Bob and Lee can hear, and I think the 2 meters is also working into the stream, hopefully with enough volume. A couple of comments, Jim. Yeah, I was also looking into the step IR because I've been looking for a long time, but then they put a notice saying that after August 31 they would no longer have these antennas available, and it seemed like a risk to go and buy something at the end of the line. And so I've researched, and I have some friends in Europe that use the ultra beam instead of step IR because it's more accessible there. And I think I put a picture there, but I don't know if it will show. I'll try to put a picture of the diagram. So it's basically it's like a 3-element Moxon. It's called the Ultra Beam 20 MX. And so similar to the step IR, it has the electric motor. So it's like it has 3 electric motors, and the elements extend and retract. And it goes from 6 to 20 meters. The 40 meters would just be too big for my setup, so I think I'll just keep doing vertical on 40 and 80. But yeah, so it's kind of 3, at least in 6 and 10, I believe, and then it's 2 elements on 20. 2 meters down and 2 meters back. So it's quite a flexible solution. In terms of tariffs, that's a good question. I don't think I did a calculation. I don't even know that UPS called that a tariff. They basically say, oh, you really want this to arrive home, you have to pay this additional, or else if you don't, it will go back to the supplier. And I would say Barely. I think I paid 30% on top. And if you add it all up, which is given that this is like the three elements and with the antenna controller, which is a quite advanced antenna controller also, and all of that, I think it's still less than buying from the Step IR local. Then again, I mean, the Step IR is quite an expensive antenna, the amateur radio ones, but it's still less. I forgot to make a comment also. Lee, on your hard drive, um, I mean, I would recommend that instead of getting a spinning media hard drive, probably would be better to have an SSD. I mean, if it's older laptops can really kind of have a better life if you just get an SSD, and depending on how old it is, it will either have I assume it would have a SATA connection, and you might you might want to try an SSD, because there are many adapters on how to then make the SSD work mechanically inside the laptop. So I would definitely recommend that. And Linux-wise, that's a good one. Usually, I've been picking up Debian lately, but usually the standard that everyone uses is Ubuntu. On the repeater side, we have a virtual machine running inside the main repeater OS that is using Debian, and that's where all the All-Star connections, the audio connections, are going through. I'm gonna give it back to James, Net Control, and hopefully we'll include Bob now that it's there. And this is 87.
Bellevue. Thank you very much for that, and thanks for the clarification on what UPS did to you there. Yeah, I guess the rotation in our roundtable here is a little interesting tonight because people have been dropping off and coming and going. But let's try Bob, K9PQ, up there in Bothell. And give me a second, Bob, till you hear the beep, because I'm coming in.
But hopefully I paused long enough. And I'm, as usual, it's even though this is a low latency stream, it's a it's enough latency to throw me off. Let me get pictures. So I've got a new set of pictures up. This was from my trip to Deception Pass last year. And you will see when it comes back around, where you see all the logs, like it looks like driftwood up on the beach. That is on the parking lot. We were there shortly after there was a big storm at a very high tide. So it's just about to come back around to that. Um, and it was beautiful when we were there. It's really nice. It was good temperature, and we, as you saw in the one picture, we hiked up onto a peak. Um, that was I was not prepared for. Okay, so I'm now seeing the driftwood, so you can see it. You can see in some of the pictures, you can see the concrete barriers in the parking lot. This was devastating. It closed down a big part of the park. The All of the day use part of the park was closed for a long time till they cleared that out. It was really something to see, and yeah, you can see where some of the concrete had also broken up. I imagine from the wave action from the high tides and the storm. So yeah, it was pretty bad. But as I say, it was beautiful when we were there, and it was a nice trip. My big news here is that my place is now listed. You can go out to Zillow and see it. It's now listed as for rent. Um, Occupancy of September 1st. So that's going to happen, and it will give me enough time to get the refinance on the loan based on the rental of the property and to then buy a place and move. So that's sort of my thing. What is it? July 26th. So it's just over a month. So there's a lot to do in the next month, but that's my job for the next month. All right, back to you guys. K9PQ.
I guess I heard everything. And yeah, there is a little bit of latency here. So I'm going to pass the microphone next to Jim N7QO down in Covington. But Jim, you'll need to give a little bit of a pauser to hear the courtesy beep, because the way I'm coming in, there's a little bit of latency. I heard everything. I'm just now hearing the beginning of my transmission off Cougar Mountain. So Jim N7QO, take the mic. N7QO.
And 7QO. Thank you, Jim. And Bob, good to see you. And I hear you on both 2 meters and on the television repeater as well. And I'm hearing myself on the television repeater also. If someone was curious about that. I don't know how everyone is listening here. But yeah, Bob, cool pictures. Deception Pass. That looks like a rather nasty storm. That's a tremendous amount of debris for an average storm. So that was exceptional. That's impressive. And so your condo is listed for rent on Zillow. I'm glad you made it the 1st of September. I was wondering. We're not sure where you're going to move, and I don't know. Nowadays, I'd be afraid to put my place up for sale unless I knew where we're going to go. So, good luck to you there. But sorry the sale didn't work out. Oh well, things may get better, and on the other hand, it may be more profitable for you to rent it. At least if you're able to do so for several years. So, good luck with that. Back to you, Jim, and 7QO.
Northeast Bellevue. Thank you very much for that, Jim. I'm coming in via OBS tonight. I did have a question for Lee when we get to him. Are you listening on All-Star, Echolink, OBS, or some other method? How are you coming in? So now I'm trying to get back to our rotation, since that was Jim. So let me go back up to the top to Carlos and see, Carlos, if you have any comments on our various audio feeds tonight, how they're working. I thank you very much for your tip on checking the mute on the OBS microphone. Yes, that was a problem. That's why Bob couldn't hear me earlier. So let me turn the microphone over to AD7NP over over in Medina, and this is James WU7N. I'm stopping.
Okay. Okay, it should be flowing again. This is 87 NP in Clyde Hill. That was a good guess. I did used to live in Medina, but it was some years ago. But yeah, so in terms of audio, I believe Lee is probably listening on the let's call it average latency stream tonight. Maybe not the lowest that we could do. We might have to go to some cloud server to have lower latency. So I should probably go and investigate that. So Jim, I've picked up some pictures from the website that have some details about the antenna. You can see the controller and kind of the different elements, and I'm so that's what I'll have to put together. That's called the UB20MX. That's the setup over there. So in terms of audio, it reminds me, I should probably at some point we should document better kind of all the things, but it's still the same inputs and outputs that we mentioned from last time. So when we are here on the net, the DATV repeater is sending and receiving audio to All-Star. Our new 14708 repeater now has an All-Star node. That's the number that you see there. And then all the audio that goes through the DATV repeater goes also to the stream, goes to YouTube, and then depending who's talking or who's transmitting, then we decide which audio goes into which channel. But we're no longer using the little walkie-talkie that was there connected to the PC. It's still there, and I could just move the audio knobs from one to the other, but the audio quality coming from the All-Star sounds better than the other, so it's a better mode. And what I did notice is kind of the IDAS receivers. They need I don't know, maybe they need their own air conditioning or something. Early this afternoon I did a couple of power recycles on them so that they would be up and running. But when I tried to get in on the DVB-T receiver, it wasn't working well, so to be figured out. Okay, I'm going to pass it back to James, which I believe will then pass to Lee. So this is 87 NP in Clydesdale, back to net control.
Then in Bellevue. So, Carlos, you were keeping it up better than I am, yes. And Lee was on the original rotating list when we started with 10 minutes left of the net here. Let's go to Lee up in Port Angeles, N7KC. Go ahead and take it away, Lee.
Okay, there we go. Um, okay, very interesting. Nice pictures, Bob. Very nice. And Carlos, I want this is did I say the N7KC in Port Angeles? Carlos, there's been two types of stream disturbances here tonight. It's hard for me to tell what the latency is because I don't have anything really to compare it to. I've tried to compare it to Discord with no real success. But I've had two types. I've had the type where there's an interruption, and then the audio gets clocked out fast until it catches up. And then I've had the type where there's a break in the audio, and the video freezes, and then the audio is lost. That is to say, it's not clocked out. So I think that signals that there's two different points in the chain. Yeah, thanks, Carlos, about yes. Well, that would have been nice. Here's the deal. It's not a laptop. It's a Pavilion 23 by Hewlett Packard. It's an all-in-one, and I used it for several years. It was just a lovely computer. And then it went south on me, and I did. Hewlett Packard has copious diagnostics that are available. Both about out in the BIOS area where you can invoke them, or there's another way to do it too with some stuff they have. They have a nice assistant that you can get to. And particularly why I like HP is because there's so much help there. Well, anyway, there's some stuff on that hard drive I'd like to have. I'm going to take it to a local guy here in Port Angeles. It's pretty clever. He's got a store. And see if he can recover anything off the hard drive for me. And I didn't expect to find it, to be perfectly honest. I took the model number and I plugged it into Amazon, and the very first drive that came up was the correct $39. And since it's just a grand experiment, I think I'll just go with that. It'll be fine for my purposes if it works. And if it doesn't, then I haven't put out any serious money. I already made a bootable thumb drive with Mint on it. And you think I can find that here? I use it to put it on my. I do have an HP laptop, 8540T, where it was so old that didn't have any Wi-Fi or any Wi-Fi service anymore. And when I put the Mint on it, then that all worked just fine. So it came back to life, and it's been kind of fun. So I thought I'd just do the same thing on that Pavilion and see what I could do with it. So it's a big experiment. $39. That's a nice number for me. I noticed all the solid state drives were substantially more money. I do have in my laptop. I do have a Packard laptop. I've got an SSD in that, and also I put one in my Packard Slim desktop Slim. And they're quite nice. So anyway, so that's what's going on here. 8:53, James. I'll send back to you. And I kind of complicated it a little bit, but it's still interesting, a lot of fun here. Anyway, I will just go ahead and say 7-3 to all you clears, and we'll see you down the pike. I'll get down to visit with my lady friend, my wife. 60 years, can you believe? Man, we did it. Anyway, W7N. This is N7KC. Go ahead.
There, this is WU7N, and thank you very much for the clarification on your machine. I hope Mint works out well for you on that machine. Next on the rotation here would be Bob, K9PQ. So let's see if we can hear Bob, K9PQ.
We're transmitting. It's kind of guesswork, but thanks for everybody for getting everything going again. I am hearing as I put in. Whoops. As I put into the chat, the Discord chat, I'm getting an echo I did on Lee, and then the very end I did on James as well, although I didn't before. So maybe some change happened. I'll get these pictures back up again. Might as well. Better than just looking at me. uh, so yeah, well, thanks everybody for your comments. Yeah, the rental, it may work out to be something very good for me. We'll see how things go. My big sort of timing situation, it was always going to be a timing thing. Jim, as you mentioned, even if I sold, because I would have to wait till I had the money before I could be buying another home. So, I'd have to kind of get the transition times figured out. And the other part of it is now that I'm renting, the September 1st time will give me plenty of time to like get the rest of the stuff packed and try to schedule a move. It's going to be a little bit interesting timing because I'm going to be relying on this refinance to do the move, and the reason I haven't refinanced yet is that in turn is using my rental income as the basis for the refinance. So it's an interesting timing, but I think I've got professionals all over it. I'm just basically staying out of it at this point, and they're going to handle that. My job now is find a home and get it. I've seen a home that looks good to me, and then somebody snaps it up. A few days later, it's no longer on the market. So that's going to be a little bit interesting timing as well. Okay, I'll send it back. 73, everybody. Great to see you all and hear you. This is K9PQ.
Jim N7QO. Jim N7QO in Covington. Go ahead and take the mic. I think you're going to get the last word tonight. Go ahead.
N7QO. Thank you, Jim. Well, Carlos, thank you for the information on your antenna. Good pictures, plus some tech data, and the controller looks pretty impressive. To me, that looks very similar to a Step IR. I think you'll have a lot of fun with that and get a lot of use out of that. And I think that was a good call on your part that if it looks like the company's no longer going to be supporting the product, I'd be apprehensive about acquiring that as well. Lee, resurrecting a laptop, HP. Yeah, if you've got something to which you've grown attached, it's a little bit sometimes a feeling in your heart that you just like it. I've got something like that too, but believe it or not, it's a Pentium computer with a 75 megahertz processor in it, but I sure miss doing things with it. And you said you were going to get together with Paula there, so you're probably not on anymore. So anyway, good night, and once again, happy anniversary. Bob, a comment. Looking at you is just fine. Probably everyone appreciates looking at the pictures from time to time, but I think it's really a good idea to see the person who is speaking, and I think that's part of what amateur television is about. And your housing situation sounds complicated. Man, best of luck, Bob. Wish you well. Good night, everyone. Back to you, Jim, and 7QO.
And again, coming on the OBS stream, so there's quite a delay. So I have to have my hand on the volume knob to turn down the 2 meters. So anyway, I think we've hit the top of the hour here. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. We have our nets at 8 p.m. Pacific time. That's West Coast USA. And as you can see, if you're willing to deal with a little latency, we invite anybody anywhere in the world to join our nets. We've had people from Great Britain and Australia join us. And we even have faraway places like Clyde Hill join us. So it's at 8 p.m. We use the 147.08 repeater to retransmit our audio. The audio is also, I guess, on All-Star. I guess we're not using Echolink anymore. But you can also hear us on the Western Washington Amateur Television streaming site. Again, you would want to use the top low latency, which really isn't all that low, but it's better than the YouTube latency. And we also have Discord. We could send you an invite on that as well. So this is James, WU7N, for the Western Washington Amateur Television Station.